Hello and good morning, nerds! It's going to be a hot week in the northwest of America, so if you're up in this area, make sure that you have plenty of water. You don't want to get dehydrated. I'm going to have all the anime releasing today rolling down on the side here so that you guys can see what's coming out today. The things that I'm excited for personally that are coming out, or at least look interesting to me, are My Life as a Villainess. Episode 2 of Season 2 is coming out today. You also have the Meikyuu Black Company coming out, the first episode, so if you want to catch that, it's a new isekai that looks fairly interesting. If you're into isekai, you should try and catch it, and let me know what you think of it in the comments down below. And you have Blue Reflection Ray, which the art looks interesting, but I know nothing about it, so I don't know what to tell you. But at least the art looks interesting. If any of those look interesting, go ahead and give them a shot today. I have a couple things I want to talk about today. One of them being what happened to Anitube. And I'm not talking about the channel called Anitube, I'm talking about anime YouTube content videos. That used to be a niche, and now it's still niche, it's much less of a niche because it has been branched to the rest of YouTube in a pretty smooth way. You have Trash Taste, which is a podcast that took Connor, Garnt, and the Anime Man and put all of them together into a podcast, and they talk much more about normal stuff than they do anime, really. They've kind of branched towards just the very common generic YouTube that exists, and they've really branched anime content to that content. And then you also have people like Nux, who, while he's still kind of an Anituber, has definitely shifted away from anime-focused content and more into meme culture and streaming culture. And with all these other people making these connections to things outside of the anime sphere of YouTube, anime YouTubers themselves are becoming a little bit less niche because we're getting connections to the more mainstream thing, and hence it's bringing anime content up and making anime content more mainstream than it used to be. So what's the niche thing now? I mean, there's still ways to be niche in the anime content thing. Of course, there's manga. Manga is still not as popular as anime, although the popularity of manga has been rising extremely significantly in the past few years. It's still more niche than anime, and you also have things like manhwa is what I meant to say. That is definitely more niche, and only spoken about really by a few anime-focused channels like Chibi Reviews, who will occasionally bring up a manhwa he's looked at and liked. Enjoyed Roger's Base talks about some manhwas like Solo Leveling. So, I mean, those are definitely the more niche sides of the anime YouTube culture now. So it's still possible for people to find those niches, but it's definitely broadened into a more mainstream part of YouTube, which is kind of strange. It's a lot less niche now. It's something that's more well known as a part of YouTube. The second thing I wanted to talk about was the overworking of animators that I've kind of actually picked up on from Chibi Review's channel. I'll put a little link to his channel somewhere up here. The video that he talked about it in anyway. I want to share my thoughts on that. Now, I personally think that it is important that people are paid for what they do, and animators working in studios like MAPPA and other studios are being overworked and not being paid to compensate them fairly. What I will say is they are working for what they agreed to, obviously. There's agreements here. They're not slaves, and they could quit their job at any time they wanted, and people have quit their job. So, in that sense, you can't say that they're, slaving away or anything like that. What you can say is that it's not a fair deal to them, and if they left their jobs, they wouldn't have a job. The job market's not an easy place to exist. So, obviously, they want to hold on to their jobs even if they're not being paid well because they do need an income. So, they can't really do much about their situation, The fact is, their boss is going to find workers who will do their job for the pay he's giving out, regardless of whether or not they do it. So he doesn't need to bring those prices up in a business sense. He has no need to. Morally, he should, but in a business sense, there's no need for it. So the thing here is that if we want to see improvement in the media that we enjoy, if we want to see the animators giving us what we're passionate about, if you love anime, then we should really be, speaking up about it and acknowledging that, hey, they need to be paid more. We need to put that pressure there because the employees themselves can't put that pressure there if they value their job. So someone needs to put that pressure there. Chibi Reviews is doing a great job doing that. Of course, we don't want to get into the drama of it too much. It's not about, getting attention. It's about the moral of it. You got to understand these are people who have lives and are providing a service to us. And we are the ones who are, providing the income ultimately to that service. They're working for their boss. Their boss is selling to the market, which the market is you and I. So we actually do have a certain impact on the way things are done simply by what we acknowledge. When there's pressure put on the studio for, things getting out, it pressures them to do things better. They got a new place recently, which I said they were going to do regardless, map I'm talking about. And the more that this pressure is applied in a positive sense, in a positive light, the more we might see change for those animators who, frankly, need more pay. I'm going to start a hashtag with this video called Anime Fair Pay, and all it's for is basically just, numbers to say that, there are people out here who want to see animators getting fair pay. So go ahead and use that hashtag on social medias, Twitter, or anything else if you want to see the change in the market, if you want to see people getting fairly compensated for providing something to us that we greatly appreciate. My favorite form of entertainment is anime, and I'd like to see the people producing it getting fairly compensated. I hope all of you have a beautiful day ahead of you. Don't forget to enjoy the anime you watch, get enough water, stay cool, find a place with air conditioning. Thank you to my patrons. Thank you to Brenda for being an awesome patron who stuck with me the whole way through. And thank you for watching to the end. This has been Kaihan, and I will catch you tomorrow with the next episode of Good Morning Nerds.